Oh shit! All right, we're going live. Forget the countdown.
Raw dogging it.
Right to it. Right to it.
Right to it.
The train is running down to the station where you live.
Great song, man.
When we were school kids. Hey, the rails are caught now, and I am falling down. Fools in a spiral round this town.
Hit it.
My body tells me no.
It's a great song, man. Young the Giant.
My body tells me no.
Oh shit! I forgot. We got a podcast, dude, Danny. I'm over here rocking out
Oh,
the Young the
yeah.
Giant. What's going on, guys? What's
we
going on,
doing?
everyone? Pardon the countdown. I wasn't gonna shut this broadcast off and try to get that countdown logo up again and screw
Amen.
it like I did before. Anyway, welcome everybody to the broadcast. That's Young the Giant, My Body. I've used that song in so many like videos. It's a great song for the fitness industry, man. And it obviously has some relevance and to our topics today. So which we're gonna get to. But first of all, we want to welcome our listeners, our viewers worldwide to the KFit Talk podcast with Jon Koga and Danny K. All right, I'm up here in New York. Danny's down there in Westminster, Carroll County, Maryland. Number one gym in Westminster and number one trainer. Probably forget Westminster on the planet.
What?
And yeah. So we're excited. You know, last week we had we took a little week off. I had a little pink eye, which we'll get into later. But that's neither here nor there. All right. So we want to welcome you guys to the broadcast. Welcome Sizzle International, our sponsor for the show. All right. Sizzle is a health and wellness company standing for science, innovation, success, energy, and longevity, providing us and you with the best products you can put on and in your body. I'm telling you, bar none. I mean, it's science
Bar
based.
none.
There's nothing you can stand toe to toe to this. You got good products. I'm sure you do. We have far superior products. Yep. Got a little attitude, got a little pep in my step when I say that, because we have a 400,000 square foot plant with freaking scientists in labs round the clock formulating products, not making shit in their basement, putting a
Right.
little fancy label on it with some ripped shredded abs saying you too can look like this in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
And we have access to them.
And we have access. We partnered up with them, Danny. We make money with them. Come on now. Call it like you see it. Danny's holding up a Sizzle rip. So anyway, we'll get into Sizzle later on, all right? Just so we got to be fair, let you guys know that we got a little side hustle if you want. But right now, let's get into the podcast. I want to introduce Danny K. For those of you guys that don't know, that are listening for the first time, we want to welcome you. We want to thank anybody that invited you to come, or maybe you stumbled across it on the podcast platforms. It is a podcast, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? We got to eat. Danny and myself, we got to eat. We got to eat, So make sure you subscribe. We're joking. Make sure you subscribe and
No,
share
we
it
ain't.
with your friends. No, we ain't. Good proper English going on today. And so just hit subscribe. Check it out on the social media sites if you want to watch our pretty faces live. I got my Sharpie on today, Dan. You see my little Sharpie? Like that?
What the hell's a Sharpie?
I don't know. What do you call this big fluffy sweater hood thing you got on?
A fucking hoodie?
No, it's like got fur. It's furry and shit.
Like,
it's like
like maybe a fleece?
Nah, there's a name. I think it's called a Sharpie. Nice, man. It's cozy. Got snow coming down outside right now.
See, we don't have that. Thank God. Like,
We
what?
got hit with little snow.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's putting up. Oh, somebody's texting. Not Sharpie, dopey, Sherpy. Sherpa. I got my Sherpa on.
Sherpa. Okay. Who texted you that?
So,
Who texted you that?
Lisa. She texted me on my phone.
All right. Thank you, Lisa, for correcting goofball over here.
Excuse me with my Sherpa.
Fucking Sharpie. You write with a damn Sharpie. Come on, man. I mean, at least call it a footy, like fur and a hoodie.
My footy putty pajamas. I know.
Make some damn sense out of it all.
So listen, yeah, we missed you guys last week. I know you guys out of care and concern sent some text messages out, and I'm thankful and grateful that you do care just a little bit. All right. So listen, we got some good topics today. Danny actually, listen, Danny and myself been in the fitness industry for a long time, many, many years, probably over 60 between us. And we get creative. We come up with our own, hey, Koga, I created, excuse me, Koga. So here it is 22, 23 years later. But we kind of, after being in the industry, health and wellness and fitness industry for many years, and some of you guys can relate to this depending on whatever industry you're in, you kind of create stuff and terms and ways and policies and principles and techniques and all sorts of shit that you can call your own. So when we were discussing the topics today, Danny had said to me, let's go with X, Y, and T. I like to say for Danny's t-shirt company, XYT, not Z. So check that out. Another little Freudian plug right there. Yeah, and I'm like, Danny, I texted her back. I'm like, Danny, what is this? You mean plateau? And she's like, well, no, kind of, sort of. And then finally she sends me I get these phones are crazy, man. She sends me a whole dissertation on a vocal text message, which I didn't know. I thought aliens were coming down and fucking landing on my roof because I was ready to read a text message. Next time I got to click a button, I thought music was going to play. And it's Danny explaining to me what the topic was today. So, I'm not that high caught up on this technology shit, but do me a favor. If you're gonna text, you might even you might have poked the bear, Danny, because I might start using that shit now. Because
I like it. I still like, except for, did you hear me say ... And I tried to correct myself.
Yes.
So like I talk text all the freaking time.
That would have called
like,
talk test. That makes sense.
I pushed the mic. And I sent a voice message to you, but I talk text, like I push the mic and I'm like, like, hey, ... what's going on? Question mark. So I was thinking ... So you know what I mean? Like, so it breaks it up. It's just like the way I would type, but that's what you have to say in order for Siri to like put the question mark, the ... or it just would look like, a run-on freaking
Gotcha.
I forget when I leave a voicemail or when I do a voice text, I'm like, hey, ... Oh, what the fuck am I doing? It's not ... You're hearing me. You're not reading it. You're hearing me.
Oh man, I love that. Anybody that knows that gets my text messages 5 days later, because I forget to hit send, I'm going to start using this text thing. But you know what? Then again, the old Ginzo in me doesn't want your voice to be incriminated. So I might not want to, I might take a page out of Johnny G's, don't let anybody hear your voice on the phone. All right, listen, that's a whole nother story. But listen, I'll tell you what. Great topic, Danny. But first of all, let's introduce Danny. For those that don't know, Danny Danny Knight, my partner in crime down there in Westminster, Maryland. Danny, it's been a minute. We were able to catch up, and thank you for your patience and support while I was kind of MIA, even on social media. I haven't put a post up in 3 weeks, but nevertheless, everything's fine. A little pink eye setback. Then got hit with a little something else. But you know what? It's the world we live in. So what's going on with you, Danny? How's everything? How's life treating you? What's going on down there?
Everything's good. Except for I almost died this morning.
That's everything's good except for that. That's usually not how we follow up. What the hell happened?
I'm like super blessed. I have these brand new clients who I took on. Like, they've been like extremely active in Sizzle. Like, they love all these freaking products. So they're buying, a shit ton. They're seeing the results, not just because of the work that they're putting in, which is the the 85% of it, but the proper nutrition, the proper supplementation to just keep it flowing, right? So we don't stall, and we'll get into that term later.
Yeah.
But they have, you've probably seen some of my posts where I mentioned something about Slam Ball, and they bought me 4 Slam Balls. I mentioned something about somebody. I have a couple of medicine balls, but everybody uses my medicine balls as Slam balls.
You get hurt, that'll bounce up, pop you in the nose.
And then they break, and my one Slam Ball broke, and medicine ball broke. Like, they're not meant for that. Now the newer ones are, but like the older ones, that the older style, they're so damn heavy, and they're so like cased that when you slam it, the weight inside starts breaking, or the whole ball broke and the whole ball split open. So unbeknownst to me, like, they sent me, they're just super awesome people. And they own, let me plug them. They own Magic Mountain chimney company. And they
Okay.
own they have like 6 locations. And she's like, Danny, we just like giving out. Like you didn't get any help from the government, so we just want to help you. Yeah, because like we got help, and we're doing very well. We were doing very well before COVID. We were able to keep rolling during COVID, and we did get help, right? So, but we're just out helping you. Like we help
Nice.
his alma mater, my alma mater. We help our kids' schools, like all that stuff, right? So,
Nice
they're
people.
like, just if you would please like allow us, let us, do some things for you, what, that you would have done had you gotten help from, the
Wow.
government. So, and then they bought me these, new awesome benches, and I'm like, oh, it declines. It's got the foot thing on it. So, like, let me try this out. So my first set, I was fine. My second set, and I've thank God I went down in weight because my shoulder's been, kinking on me. So I went down to the 50s. I know it sounds like, but I weigh 120, 121. And the first time, I laid them down, I got up and I did, set, did everything right. The second time, I laid them, I finished it up. I got out, and when I stood up, when I sat up, I actually stood up as well. So the weight and the momentum carried me forward, and I'm like, holy fuck! Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna slam into the dumbbell rack and into the mirror. So I aborted the dumbbells
Oh
and like
shit.
caught myself. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay, I almost died, and I felt
Oh
like that
shit.
Saturday Night Live girl where she was like, she does that, and then she's like superstar.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I was like,
I
and my
did.
members were like looking at me like, "What the hell are you?" I'm like, I'm testing everything, and everything works fine." Like, I
Oh, thank God, man.
was like,
Wow.
"Holy frick!" I almost died.
But you know what, Danny? It's nice that you mentioned your members, but I got to tell you, Danny, it's great, and thank you so much, and plug that chimney. But all of your members have, in one way, shape, or another, contributed to the belief
Oh,
in Danny K.
without a doubt.
I know you're just highlighting them because it's
Yeah,
current, but I know
yeah,
you also have given your props throughout the whole bullshit pandemic.
yeah, without a doubt.
The
Every single
single
member that
pandemic.
stood
I mean,
by
you
me.
got great freaking members,
Yep,
Danny, as
yep.
do I as well. And I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
every single one of them. I mean,
Great
like
people,
they
man.
all,
I gotta
like
get down there.
like
I
through
gotta
through
get down.
the through COVID, they were all texting me, calling me like, "You better charge me. You better charge me." Like I
It's
want this
awesome,
gym to
man.
be standing when we
Yeah,
open, and
yeah.
and they were, people were dropping off. Like when I still have like a Val, like she won't let me pay for my paper towels. She donates paper towels, every single time she goes to Costco, gets a great big thing, of it and whatever. I'm like, let me, what do I owe you? She's like, nothing. This is my contribution.
It is,
So like,
man. Guys,
absolutely.
if you're down there in Westminster and Carroll County, and you want to talk about, listen, the results that you're going to get from, and not the big box gyms, I get it, the LA Fitnesses, the Gold's gyms, you liked it's a fashion show. You get down there, you put your little dental floss up your rear end on your tights, and you take your Instagram photo. I get it. It's good. It's fun, but I'm going to tell you right now, put yourself in an environment like Danny K Gym and Wellness. You're going to get results. I'm telling you, I'll pay for your friggin' personal training if you don't. You're going to get results that much faster just by being in Danny's. You can't put a price on the
Right.
energy of working out in Danny's gym.
Yeah.
I've been there. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so there's nothing wrong with the big box gyms, the corporate gyms. I get it. But if you think that you're going to get the attention and the love and the care and concern from the guy at the front desk as you're going to get from Danny K and Justice, you're highly mistaken. So
Right.
check
Right.
her out, take a look, support Danny, and we want to support the I don't care if it's the local can connector, man, can collector.
Yeah.
You got to support the local guy. You really do. And
Yeah.
Danny is as local gets. All right. So support Danny K
Yeah.
Gym and Wellness.
So
Send me a
there
check.
was a well, actually he's in the gym right now working out, and he goes to his friend's gym, which is another local 24/7 here. And he was like, his friend was like, why don't you join over here? It's like the same price or whatever, but whatever. And he was like, honestly, I like the vibe that I get at Danny's. Like,
No doubt.
And Danny's dumbbells, he goes, not that I can personally lift them, but
But
Danny's
Danny
dumbbells
can.
go up to 120. Your dumbbells
Nice.
only go up to like 60 or 65, whatever that
Nice.
gym goes up to.
I
And
got
and he was like, but the vibe here is just absolutely amazing.
you.
He's
Yep.
like, even if you're not here, it's still a great vibe. He goes, everybody gels with
The
everybody. Everybody is
support,
aware
man.
of like what they're doing. Like if I'm over here, and they want, how many more sets you got? Like, hey,
Yeah.
everybody is just aware and they see, he's like, so when I go to someone else's gym, I try and make, kind of like, okay, they're over there. I'm going to wait, whatever, whatever. He goes, but, like when I'm at somebody else's gym, they don't care what you're doing. They just jump on and be like, I just went to get a drink of water. Like you jumped on my machine.
Yeah, yeah.
But here everybody is like the vibe, the energy, like uh what do you call it?
Atmosphere,
The niceness, what's the word I'm looking
the
for?
support, the atmosphere, the
Yeah,
camaraderie, the all that shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah.
but politeness it wasn't that word, but it's kind of like, like the politeness, the like just knowing what everybody's doing and just
Yeah,
everybody's
the
aware. You're
ethics,
not like,
yep, yeah.
like,
It's
you
good.
know,
It's really good. And
yeah.
guys, you might have a local gym. If you're listening to this elsewhere and you can't find that local gym, support that local gym owner, that local personal training studio like Danny and myself. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be one of the best decisions you ever made. All right, check it out. We got to get into the topic because Danny sends me a voice text as I know it is now, and I'm gonna start using it. Maybe I won't, but I like the idea that you can do that. And
Yeah.
so listen, we in the industry, we like to say, when you're going strong, you're hitting it hard, you're getting the results, and all of a sudden, shit, I got a lull. Get on the scale. Once again, we tell you guys don't weigh yourselves every day. We tell you guys, don't be your worst enemy, but be your worst critic in a good way. Like you got to hold yourself accountable. So when we hit those lulls or we hit those plateaus, you can't throw in the towel. Many people think they hit that plateau. They think, okay, I came to the end of the road. No, you actually haven't. A plateau to me and to Danny is a new beginning. When you hit a plateau, it's a new beginning to create something from that point on. And Danny, I like Danny's term. So I'm gonna let Danny give you her interpretation of it, but I also want to let Danny give you her description and what she feels is a better term in a sense, because when you think of plateaus, like Danny said, I don't want to steal her thunder, but Danny said, like when you think of plateau, you feel like you rode the ship out for 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, and all of a sudden, you hit the brakes, you gave it your all and you hit a plateau and you get discouraged because you work so hard. But Danny is kind of like, Danny's going to tell you about the word that I've never heard before. So I'm going to give Danny the credit for it, where it might happen. It might come on short term. Like it might happen in a month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, who knows? You're going strong and all of a sudden, boom. So Danny, introduce to our listeners and our viewers, some concerns that your members have had and your clients have had, and you came up with this great term. And also, but let's more importantly than that, let's talk about how we make ourselves better from this term you're about to
Right.
introduce. What do you got for us?
So the term I've been using is stalling. You know what I mean? Like your car stalled. So it's not broken.
No,
It's
stalls.
stalled. So what do you need? Do you need gas? Did you just
Yeah.
slip the clutch out too fast? Like what? So stalling. So so a couple of my clients recently within the last couple of days have said, like I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing, like, and so every week, if I'm seeing them once a week or whatever, or if I'm seeing them a couple of times a week, at least once a week, I'm talking with my clients and finding out, how's everything going, like how's the food going? Because I mean, I see you working out or you're working out with me, and we do a weigh in or whatever, but I don't see what you do outside the gym. I don't see if you're actually getting other other workouts in, and what you're doing nutrition wise. So, just a couple of people, like I said, the last couple of days have said, like, well, I'm not gaining, but I'm not losing. Like, what's going on? Like, what,
Yeah.
I'm not discouraged, but, because the weight isn't going up, but, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, so, the first thing, I'm like, are you, because I do a lot of meal plans for people, so I forget who. Some of the times I remember, but there's quite a few times where I forget if I've done an actual meal plan or we just talked about nutrition, or we've just I've given you like numbers. So giving you numbers like calories and proteins and waters and carbs and stuff like that is different than me actually sitting down and doing a meal plan for you, right? So, and so they're saying, yes, you did a meal plan. Like I kind of am, but I'm doing some substitutions. So for those that don't know, when I do a meal plan for people, I tell them to, at least for the next 2 weeks to eat exactly what's on the meal plan as I've put it. I know the foods work. I want to make sure that the numbers are working. My formula, because it's my formula that I've created. It's not any other formula. I don't cookie cutter a formula. I don't plug it into something else. This is a formula that I've created over the 30 some years that I've been doing this and honing in on, nutrition and, what I've learned, what I learned about my body and what I've learned through other, clients and so forth. So, are you doing, so what I tell them for those 2 weeks is to try to the T, eat on that meal plan, the exact thing that I put down. Like I said, I know the foods work. I want to make sure that the numbers are going to work. Once I see that, you're losing weight, doing, getting the results that you're wanting, then you can, say pull the chicken out and, put a burger in, pull the chicken or
Right.
the white fish out and put some salmon, pull the chicken and the white fish. And I always say chicken and white fish because that's the lean meats. Like that's, when you're trying to eat clean, that's what you want to do. You don't want to, fill up on salmon. Salmon's good for you, but it's higher in calories, higher in fat.
Yep.
So you don't get the quality and the quantity of proteins that you need when you're eating that. Protein shakes are good, but you want to make sure that your body understands, digestion, because if you're drinking liquids all the time, your body doesn't know how to break things down. It's easy. And then when you go to eat something that your body has to break down, then your body is stalling because it doesn't know how to break it down.
I get you.
So there's so much stuff in with nutrition that it's just not like the term that I hate, eat less, move more. I absolutely hate that. So we figure that out. So what are you doing with your nutrition? Well, the one lady in particular, when I sent that, I was like, okay, John, this has got to be a topic because this is like the third or fourth time that I've heard this within the last couple of days.
I love
So
it.
today she said, my one client said, well, I mean, I'm trying to do the calories and the protein grams. I'm like, well, what do you mean trying? Like you have it all listed down, like no thought process. All you got to do is from what I've written. And she's like, well, I'm in that substitute stage, right? And I was like, okay. So she's like, I feel like I'm substituting a little bit more than, going back onto it. Cause I tell them, substitute the chicken or the white fish for that burger or that steak, but then go back on the chicken and white fish for a few times before you start substituting. So, but
Right.
people get complacent and they love, oh, well, I did this. Oh, well, I did that. Oh, I did this. Well, in several back-to-back days of substituting and not getting back to the clean, and the real and the quality and quantity of what you need of the proteins and the calories, you tend to get complacent. So then you're not getting enough protein in, you're not getting enough calories in, or you're overdoing the calories by a smidge, right? One day it doesn't matter, but when you do those things consecutively for like 4, 5, 6 days, you think you're eating and you're doing some portion sizes, right? But it's still not the clean eating of what's going to get you the results of, what was getting you the results. So, I said, look, I mean, and she was getting 3 days. She's getting 3 days of weights in, and she's like, I'm trying to, stay on the 5 days. But she has some weight to lose, and some of my clients that are stalling like that have some weight to lose. So, this early in the game, they're not 3, 4, 5 months into it where they are plateauing, right?
Right.
Where their
Right.
body's gotten used to it. They're this early in the game, their body still should be, unused to, uncomfortable with the movements that they're doing. So 3 or 4, if they're not up to that 5 day, still should see results if they're eating properly. So it all comes back to the nutrition, right? So you can't fool John and I. You good trainers, you cannot fool. We know what we're doing, and this is science. Calories in, calories out. This is real science based. This is not MSM, mainstream media science based. This is
Right.
real science, right? This is real science where we know that if you're doing X, Y, T, you're going to see the results. So, I said, look, so let's take it back to the basics, and get back on the meal plan, do everything, try not to do the substitutions. So let's, kind of restart, re-engage that weight loss, that scale. like I said, she wasn't gaining, and a lot of my clients that are stalling, they're not gaining, but they're not losing weight, and that's because they're doing too much of the substitutions and not enough of the clean eating that they should be doing, right? So we're gonna see, so we've got a couple of, I said definitely try not to substitute, and get into the gym as much as you possibly can, like we talked. But I think right now where we're at, because this is the first couple of weeks into it, not months into it, but several weeks into it, that I feel like it's just that little stall. I don't think they're plateaued, they're stalling because they're not focusing completely on the clean eating. Substitutions are good, but you can't hang out in those substitutions, because that is what got you those foods that are not clean. Those are the foods that got you the weight that you're carrying, right? So we need to eat more of those clean foods and use those substitutions as a little break, but get back into the clean eating again.
I love it. Danny, when I was thinking about this, because we try to draw up some kind of comparison or analogy, and we thought about a car. So when I was given this, I loved it because it got the mice in my head that chased the cheese,
Right?
It got me thinking, you know what I'm saying? And I thought about it like this. I said, sort of keep it in layman's terms, so for myself, more particularly, not to go, to be all, scientific on everybody. But if you think of a car engine, okay, so a car engine needs, I'm not talking electric vehicles. All right. Put your Tesla back in the driveway for a minute. All right. So your car needs gas to run. Your car needs oil to run, and your car needs, I'm going to say water, antifreeze, but it can run on. Okay. So your car needs gas, oil, and water to run. What happens when you run out of gas? What does your car do? Stops, right?
Stalls.
Yeah, it stalls. Is it the end of the world? You have to go sell your car and buy a new car? No, right? Okay. What happens, and for those that aren't too mechanically inclined, as your car is running out of oil, if your car is burning oil, okay, your engine will eventually seize. But what does your car do before it runs out of oil? Stalls. Okay, it's a warning sign. It stalls, okay? What does your car do? I know, because my hoopty has fucking done all of these things. All right. So, so what does your car do if it runs out of water? It's going to overheat and it's going to stall. The car, once again, if mechanics out there, you guys know where I'm going with this. You don't have to get rid of your freaking car,
right,
okay, to get it up and running again. Okay. Now, how do we show that in the substitution frame? Now, I'm not going to, now with gas, obviously you got to put gas in your car. Okay. But the engine didn't get ruined. With oil, you don't have to, I got to put oil in your car, right? So if you look at these three things as like carbohydrates, protein, and fats, okay, you could easily get away in life with, for a little while by cutting, fats completely out of your diet, okay? Can't do it for the rest of your life, kids. So you can easily get away, not easily, but you can get away by completely cutting carbs out of your life you can't sustain it for the rest of your life.
Nope.
And there's not a shot in hell you can get away with protein. All right. So what do? We put a substitute in temporarily to get us back on track, as Danny had just suggested and mentioned. And I think that stalling is an amazing concept, because in life you stall. Okay. We stall. Our bodies just say, you know what, dude, I'm done today. I got to show. I'm not, listen, the alternative is a seized engine. If you translate that into life, it's dead. You die. It's finished. Okay.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the fuck you put in it. You're done. But there are ways, which is going to lead into our next topic, where we know an indicator light goes on my dashboard. Shit, man, you're running low on oil. If we procrastinate and say, I can go, your body is giving you a sign. It's telling you it's going to stall on you.
Yeah.
And after stalling is going to come some serious bad shit that we don't want to happen. Okay. So use the stalling, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, use this as a new beginning, a new start. People say kickstart, reboot. I get it. But I'm telling you, use that stalling to your favor. All right. If the body stalls on you, it's telling you something. Okay. If you're saying you're doing everything else right, you're working out, you this, you blah, 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 and your body hits that stalling period, you got to make your adjustments. And Danny just gave you the best explanation to how to make those adjustments. Right.
And some people might say, like, what's the difference between like stalling and plateau? It's the same thing. It technically is, but plateau to me is you've been doing this for 3, 4, 5 months and you
Right.
really don't know what to do. Like, so you
Right.
have to do something. You have to revamp your workout. You have to, like, because you could be eating, you can still plateau eating all the right foods, all the right quality,
Totally.
all the right
Totally.
quantity.
Totally.
But you then what that is the workouts. You got to move more. We got to jumpstart something. We got to, like, kind of
Mix it
mix
up.
things
Change.
up,
You gotta change it
shake
up,
it
man.
up. So there is a slight difference. It's kind of the same, but there's a slight difference. For me, plateau is more down the line, when we've kind of
Yep.
exhausted, and stall is kind of like right here
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
you
Present
still
now.
got shit to do, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
um,
I
but
love
you've
it.
kind of lost a little bit of the nutrition because you're
I
still
love it.
working out, but let's go back and get back, stay back on track with the clean quality, because yes, it's calories in, calories out, but how that scale, the difference in the results that you see with that scale or the body fat measurements, is the quality of the quantity that you put in your body, the
I got you.
quality of the calories in, calories out.
Totally agree. And guys, what does this inevitably lead to if we kind of let it go unseen and undone and throw in the towel? First of all, there's no throwing in towels with Danny and myself. We don't throw in fucking towel. You're gonna have a towel to wipe the sweat off your face because we're gonna get your ass sweating, but
Right.
you're not gonna ever throw in the towel with us. We've had our days, trust me, where we're sitting on the heels, or like they like to say, balls of your ass, which don't ask me where that came from. I don't even want to think about it. Danny will get sick thinking about even
Yeah.
trying to imagine the term. But being at the bottom of the bottom, the low of the low, you still can't throw in a towel, guys. Life is too precious and too important and too meaningful. And yes, one of these days we are going to get somebody that's going to, a mental health professional on here that can talk to us about the seriousness of how people feel like they're at their wits end and they just decide to do something. I don't even want to mention the S word because I just it's painful to even say. But if things are so bad, it's time to make a change, guys. And there are many ways to make that change in your life. And we find that fitness is one of the best medications and the best changes you can make for every aspect of your life, whether it's love, whether it's emotion, whether it's physical. We're going to get you out of that doldrum of the lowest point of the low by introducing a fitness lifestyle to you, making it fun, and introducing you to a group of people like Danny K, Jim, and my Koga people that with a common cause that are going to lift you up, not bring you down. All right. So what's going to happen when we kind of forfeit all of that stuff because we're in a funk? And every one of us getting funks, guys. Anybody listening to this podcast right now has been in a funk. The key is to how long you are in that funk and how you get yourself out of it. Everybody gets in a funk.
Yep.
Why yesterday did I feel like I was at the bottom of the bottom, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, physically? Nothing seriously changed. I got a good night's sleep. I woke up this morning. Thank God I'm alive. I took a breath, still doing my reading, my self affirmations, all the stuff Danny said I got to start doing in my life, the meditations, the putting all the positive energies out there as soon as you wake up. It's working amazing for me. All right. But so what changed yesterday from today? And it's mindset. All right. It's a mindset. Once again, if you're struggling with depression and stuff like that, I'm not here to tell you that. Well, I am here to tell you that I know fitness and health and wellness will definitely help and assist in your therapy. Of course, seek medical attention because we're 100% behind finding the right person that knows the medical way to address this. All right. So the point I'm trying to make right now is leading into the next topic, and that's all of this crap and the weight of the world we put on our shoulders causes stress. We all know because Danny has told us many times before about the oxidated stress and what it does to our arteries, our capillaries, our blood circulatory system, our respiratory system.
Yep.
It can cause it to shut down. So where am I getting at with this? Our next topic is, listen, if it's predisposed in your gene, both Danny and myself, and many of you listening might even be going through it right now, have a loved one that we lost because of cancer, the dreadful, disgusting fucking, and I'll drop 10 F bombs. Not that it's going to get me anywhere, but it makes me feel better about the dreadful disease of cancer and losing a loved one to it. All right. Now science has changed since Danny lost her mom and I lost my mom, and tech and stuff has changed. And I feel like I'm even a little smarter, and I probably would have approached it differently with my mom. I know Danny probably would say the same. Not that she would have done it differently, but she would have approached it a little differently with all the stuff that we learned about right now and what
Yeah.
we can do to treat it. Anyway, we don't want to go down that right now. We want to stay on track with this next topic of prevention. But let's prevent it now or pay for it later. That's our next topic. And what that means to me, and then I'll let Danny give us her how she feels about it is this. Listen, if you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're invincible. You listen, you're not worried about, all the other shit that comes along with getting into your 40s, 50s, and 60s. All right. But you really should be, because preventing things right now for you guys. So let's say you're an overweight 25-year-old. That's, maybe 100, 200 pounds overweight. Chances are you'll be able to get through life, till you get through your 25s, get through your 30s, maybe not emotionally being where you want to be, because it's not healthy. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I don't promote this bullshit with Lizzo and everybody promoting big body. You got to embrace. I get it. Embrace your big body, but lose the fucking weight. The weight is not going to help you be happy and healthy. Okay. So yeah, embrace the body you're in, but let's give you the best version of yourself. So getting back to my point is this: in your 20s and 30s, you're invincible, so to speak, when it comes to not worrying about, arthritis and inflammations and, if somebody in your family had cancer or had high blood pressure, had diabetes, guys, that key word hereditary is something you better pay attention to, okay? Because you need to. So what do we want to do in our 20s, 30s, 40s? And it's never too late. You can start in your 50s and 60s. Let's start preventing this. And how do we prevent any of these ailments from rearing their ugly head is simple. It's 101. It's keep yourself moving. Eat somewhat correctly. You know what? You're 50, you're 60. I've been smoking my whole life. No, you should care. Stop quitting. You're not going to just throw the pack of freaking Camel no filters away. You got to cut back. Do your things in moderation. That's going to get you to that goal. All right. Your life is too important for you, for the people that love you, the people that are around you, the people that rely on you. All right. You have to do it, guys. And it's never too late. You have to start preventing now. And the beautiful thing I love about fitness, and of course, Sizzle, my God, our Sizzle products the 90% of Sizzle products are created with the word prevention in mind. So if you're suffering from acute, from osteoarthritis, if you're suffering from low T counts on your getting osteopenia and osteoporosis, if you're suffering from mental malfunction and mental instability, we have products that are natural science-based products that are going to help assist in knocking the shit out of those symptoms, not curing the disease, but making you able to wake up every day and have one less pain or ache to get you through that day. So we have to start prevention with you now. If that means joining a gym at 65 years old, 70 years old, we got to get you to join a gym. If that means working with a personal trainer when you're 75 years old, we have to start you working with a personal trainer. Guys, you have to start thinking about the word prevention, because you're going to blink your eye. Trust me, I sound like the fucking old man right now. You're going to blink your eye. You're going to be in your 50s, 30s, 40s, 60s, whatever the case may be. And you're going to start getting aches and pains. All right. I don't care if you still think you're a former athlete, you're a former gymnast, you're a track star, you did whatever. Eventually things start breaking down, and we have to learn how to prevent it. And we have some great products, some great workout programs, for the mind and body that can assist you in prevention. Danny, I know you're big on the prevention. People think, oh, it's easy for you guys to spend our money. And no, it's not. Because if you start budgeting your money the right way, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, and stop pulling into Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts 4 or 5 times a day. Put those receipts at the end of the month in your glove box. Count up those receipts that you spend frivolously on, and you're going to see it's going to be hundreds of dollars that could have got you in a gym and working with a reputable personal trainer, or doing one of Danny on my online programs. All right. Yeah. So it's all relative to where you're at. Okay. You got to figure out where you're at to know where you want to be. Okay. If you don't know where you're at right now in your life, where you're at when it comes to what do I need to do to prevent, cancer in my family, to prevent. Now, once again, I'm not looking to say if it's hereditary, genetic, it's environment. I'm just saying if there's something that's going to rear its ugly head, whether it's diabetes, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's something that's going to cause you down the road to spend more money because you're being a penny wise and a dollar foolish right now, you got to get with the program, and we got to start preventing this shit now. What do you got, Danny?
Right. Prevention for me, like prevention is huge. Even like when people, even just with colds, like I don't know how many times I've told you to neti pot.
I know.
I don't know how many times I've told people to, neti pot like in the evening with peroxide, so it kills the germs that they've inhaled all day. Like it takes 3 days, up to 3 days, for those germs in your nose membranes to, possibly make you sick. So if you're just kind of sitting there, now I will tell you, was it Yesterday, I started getting a little bit of a sore throat. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Is it drainage? Is it um
Yeah.
allergies? Like, but I'm not going to take the chance to figure it out and wait for it to actually slap me in the face. You know what I mean? So I have this preventive thing that I take 2 caps of peroxide and 4 caps of water, and I gargle for a minute. It went away a little bit, but I don't think the peroxide that I have here. I think the peroxide that I have here at the gym is old, so I got to get new. So I still had a little bit of it, so I went home and I did the same formula: 2 caps, 4 water, and 2 peroxide, 4 water, and no sore throat. Right.
So awesome, man.
I do zinc, quercetin, D3, vitamin C, and that is our influencer, right? We have all of
That's
that in our influencer in what you call it, sizzle.
Yep.
Like I said, neti potting, just preventive maintenance with everything. We do that with our cars, with our snow blowers, with our weed
right.
whackers, with our tractors, all of that stuff. We do preventive maintenance. When the winter time comes, we're making sure that everything's running. When we're tucking those winter things away for the summer things, we're making sure they got stable in them so that the gas isn't rotting out the carburetors and all that bullshit. Well, what about your body? Like, this is the most important thing and the most expensive thing, because if
Right.
you don't do preventive maintenance on colds, as small as colds to as large as cancers, or high
Yep.
blood pressure, cholesterol, like those things, the silent killers, the heart attacks, and then you say, oh well, the guy that runs marathon after marathon every
Died of a
single
heart
week had a
attack.
heart
Yeah.
attack. Yeah, well, true. Well, maybe he taxed his heart too much, right?
Right.
So, there's a thing called moderation, right? I mean, trust me, I don't believe anybody should run. But anyway, unless somebody's chasing you, then that's for your life. That's preventive maintenance, right? Um, but you prevent things from happening, and like John said, sometimes you're predisposed because of genetics and stuff like that. But just because my mom passed away of lung cancer. But does that mean I'm going to get lung cancer because I might get cancer, I might not. But because I'm trying to do everything that's possible,
Prevent it.
on the level, on the healthy level, and then of course there's these things where, yes, your parents might have this, or whatever, but look at what they're eating. Just because your parents have high blood pressure and your grandparent had high blood pressure, look at what they're eating. Right. So you might be predisposed because of what they've predisposed themselves to. Right. So it might not necessarily be genetic, or running in the family or whatever. But because like if grandma and grandpa ate all kinds of, like, red meats and beef and steaks and fats and smoke and alcohol,
Mm.
and and then the parents did the same thing, because monkey see, monkey do, right? And then as you're seeing, is like, what, I'm really into health, I don't want to eat that stuff, I don't want to drink that stuff, I don't want to be that. You're changing those things. So they could just predispose themselves to those things because they predispose themselves to that kind of, like, nutrients, right? So so think about that too. Like, just because somebody in your family has XYT doesn't mean that you're gonna get it. But why sit around and wait for it either? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, look down the road. I mean, we plan things, right? We just don't, like, jump in the plane and just, well, some of us might jump in the plane and, well, wherever it takes me, that's where I'm gonna go. We plan things, right? So, and we plan maintenance on all of our, machines and so forth. So plan maintenance on your body. And I couldn't find it. I was rummaging through and making all kinds of noise for you. And I apologize, John, but I was looking for my H2 stick that reduces oxidative stress. Have we
I got
cured something? I'm not saying we're curing it. We're not saying we're curing anything, because it still comes down to H2 stick, right? So it still comes down to you. Just because you drink 2 or 3 of the H2 sticks during the day, does that mean you're not gonna get sick? No, it doesn't mean that,
right.
but we're definitely, building
Fighting.
up that immune system, the zinc, the quercetin, the D3. I also take black seed oil. Black seed oil, if you're watching and looking and listening, black seed oil, look up the benefits of it. The benefits of black seed oil is extremely amazing. It helps and or prevents cancer. It is cured cancer in some dogs that have had, like tumors or whatever. They've some owners have put the black seed oil right on the tumor, and the tumor just started drying up and flaking off, and the dog doesn't have cancer anymore.
Wow.
Justice had that tumor that was cancerous. I don't know if she has cancer in her body. I don't want to know, because I don't want my mental state to go down, because then my mental state, she'll feel that. So I get my holistic natural herbs from Luke that helps, prevent those things, or, will attack those things holistically, and my black seed oil. So I give her black seed oil twice a day. In oil form. I take it in cold compress, the capsule form. And I take it every single day. Like, I take 2 every single day, with, no, yeah, I just take magnesium too. That's just for aches and, like potassium, magnesium. But I take the, the influencer that has the the zinc, the quercetin, the D3, these things will help prevent you from getting sick. And don't wait till you got sick to start taking this
It's got
stuff.
to be a regular regimen.
Preventive maintenance. It's got to be regular. Neti pot. I mean, everybody, I tell people all the time. Now, the only time in the past probably 8 years that I've gotten sick was when COVID hit. I had not gotten sick for like 5-6 years before that. Not even a sinus infection, and then COVID.
Wow.
I did get that, whatever. But I was stressed. You were wearing the freaking mask because that was keeping your freaking immune system down and holding you back. We had lack of contact with people. Believe it or not, contact with other people and us sharing the small germs that we share, it helps build up the immune system. You're playing in dirt, you couldn't go outside and play, you couldn't go outside in the sun is vitamin D, and that helps give you the boost up your immune system. You need, if you look at anything, any of the most of the illnesses, what you lack in is vitamin D3. Especially like with colds and stuff like that. Those things, that was the big thing with COVID. It was people that lacked in vitamin D3. And of course, they weren't going to tell you that you needed to take vitamin D3. They were trying to keep you from the sun. So they were trying to keep you from all that. But that's a whole nother thing. But preventive maintenance is doing these things on a regular basis and not waiting for, like, you don't wait for your car to break down and say, oh shoot, I didn't put oil, water, or gas in my car, I guess I should do that now. You know what I mean? Like, you get a regular oil change, you put gas in your car, you make sure that antifreeze, the water, the washer fluids filled up, so make sure that you're filled up, make sure that you're doing what you need to do to stay healthy, because a lot of times you got moms and dads that need to be healthy and can't be down. They can't get the flu. They can't get a cold. They can't get, pink eye in both eyes and have, a fever and shit like that and be laid in bed. They got kids to take care of. They got kids to go to school and soccer practice and all that stuff. You don't have time for that. So why wait? Like, you don't have time for that. Plus the fact you look at, a little bit of an expense. John talks about like the coffees and stuff, that we spend our extra money on. Do less of that. Still indulge, still do your thing, whatever. But instead of doing it 7 days a week, do it 3 or 4 days a week and save those things, right? And look at the copay, right? I mean, I've got insurance. Yeah, but you have copay. So every freaking time you get a little
50,
sniffle,
30, 20,
you got to
50.
go get tested. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got copays. Well, guess what? If you did preventive maintenance and kept out of those urgent care places where you didn't have to do copays to see if you were sick or what you had, or get the not antibiotics or whatever, whatever it is, instead of wasting your money on those things, sometimes we'll need that, right? But instead of spending a shit ton of money on that's not even helping, but it's helping big pharma and all that, do something that helps yourself. Do something where you show that you care about yourself. And plus, stress. I mean, preventive maintenance could also be taking the salt baths, like the sizzle salt baths, right? Massages,
Took the word right. Just took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say, let's go. Exactly right.
Sitting down in a quiet room for 10 minutes, maybe with a
Meditating.
glass of
Yep.
wine or coffee, sizzle coffee, or whatever, and listening to frequencies. Like I listen when I intend my day, I listen to frequencies. And it just kind of it sets the tone, and you're healing your body, like whatever, you know what I mean? But you're taking mental health, which is still preventive maintenance, taking a bath,
That's
taking,
right.
sitting in a dark room with a candle, listening to a frequency or just listening to nothing, right?
Yep.
No kids yelling or screaming and no
Yep.
husband or wife or whatever. That's still preventive maintenance, because if you're not stressed, if you're taking care of you, then you're helping all
And
of the
Danny, guess what else is preventive maintenance?
what
Working out.
working out in a gym with
Working
Danny
out.
K or Jon Koga.
That's right. End of story, guys. Guys, I'm telling you, once again, mindset has everything to do with this, because if you're not in the right frame of mind, you're gonna just, shut these podcasts off and not you just not want to better yourself and figure out, like I said, where you're at to where you want to be. And it's not easy. It's easy. Or should I say, it's easier said than done for somebody else to, tell you how to get out of your frame of mind that you're in. But surround yourself with the right people, right support group, find a nice workout, put the right music on, man. Music for me is therapy. I put that right song on, man, and your energy goes through the roof,
Yeah.
So there is hope. Don't give up on yourself. We have this we just completed mission number KFit, our KFit 30 1 month mission. We just completed it last week. And my apologies to all of our participants, because I kind of went MIA and Danny held it down for me. So I want to just tell everybody thank you again. I will have some prizes going out, some t-shirts and stuff for the winners of what was it, mission 9, right? And
I guess so, yeah.
just for the record, I gotta make a shout out to we predicted it and it happened. You guys heard her on the call before on the KFit Talk. Emma, my client, Emma Capel. Emma hit that 100 pounds of weight loss in less than
Woo!
9 months. Okay, naturally working out,
Awesome.
yoga, and personal training. And we said she was going to do it before the end of the completion of mission number 9, and she did it. So shout out to Emma for 100 pounds of weight loss on
Yes.
her own, man. All right. So if you're listening to this and you need to drop a few pounds, we know we can help you, assist you in doing it between Danny and myself, the program, and also our Sizzle products. We'll get you in the best shape of your life, physically, emotionally, and actually financially, if you want to make a little side hustle. So Danny, the news that we have, and I promised Danny I was going to have this link posted up today. We took a little, we decided to put a little twist on the next KFit 30 1 month mission. Those of you guys that are hearing this term KFit 30 1 month mission for the first time, I'll briefly explain what it is. Danny and myself came up with a 30-day 1 month body and mind transformation that is going to set you on the right path. It's not going to make you lose 100 pounds in 30 days. It's not going to have you have ripped abs if you got Dunlop's disease. Okay. It's going to help you get on the right path to change that mindset and enjoy and love the new world, the new journey of health and wellness. It's the 1 month, 30-day mission. The journey lasts a month. The mission lasts 1 month. The journey lasts a lifetime, as we like to say. So we bumped it up. We know we're going to be coming into the spring and summer season. Okay. And that everybody listening and watching this, if you're in a climate that goes from winter right to summer, because spring is the forgotten season, we know that everybody wants to have that bikini and that bathing suit on for that barbecue, at that cookout, as they say down south, for that Memorial Day weekend party. Up here, we're all running out to the Hamptons, going to the clubs. Oh my God, back in the day, summers, Neptunes, all my boys and my peeps out there listening that used to come and see me show off, the bod out there bouncing at Summers and Neptunes back in the day. Oh shit, man. Those were the days. But Memorial Day weekend was like our Super Bowl, Danny. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you wanted to get in shape from them. All my buddies who was taking all that shit, Anadrol, Equipol, all these juicing themselves up for, like they were going to the Super Bowl, man. They were just going there to take that shirt off with the rest of the Ginzos out there and all the cousins that came from Brooklyn blasting off freestyle. Oh shit, I miss those days. Anyway,
Watch it, folks. John's going back memory lane. That's about 80
man.
years ago.
Oh my God, a little freestyle music and with the little spaghetti strap cut off tank tops that you can't wear in Planet Fitness. But anyway, getting back to it. So we put this program together to get you guys ready for life and make you feel better each day. But we bumped it up we know you guys want to get ready for the summer. So this next mission is going to be, yes, 1 month at a time. We're going to do a 3-month mission on it. So we're going to do 3, but it's going to be based off of 1 month at a time. The first month, second month, and third month. And we'll get into, Danny will explain to what we're kind of calling these months and getting you ready and prepared for it. All right. But it's a commitment. Keyword emphasis is on the word commitment. If you think you're ready or you don't think you're ready, you're ready. You got to do this, okay? You have to commit to this online program with us. Many of you guys that have us in person, you guys got it made. But those that are listening to this, we don't care if you're listening to this from friggin' Uruguay, which Uruguay came up on our analytics, so we have some listeners in Uruguay.
Awesome.
We are proud and grateful to know that you guys, and thankful, I should say, to know that you guys are enjoying what you're hearing from Danny and myself. And we want to actually incorporate and include you guys in this 30-day, 1-month mission. So how does it happen? It's a 3-month body challenge. You're going to get all the content that you need, all the support that you need, that you want, that you're willing to absorb. All right, to get you in the best shape of your life from now until Memorial Day weekend. All right, we want to make sure that on Memorial Day weekend we have a chain of events going across this country and this world with people that are participating in this program, where we're all going to be happy and proud that we did this. All right, so yes, we're going to hold you accountable on a weekly basis with your pop-up challenges. We're going to have our winners mentioned at the end of the month, but we're also going to make sure we got our eye on the prize, which that is Memorial Day weekend. I want everybody to be able to post a selfie up with them standing there proud of themselves in whatever they decide to wear, whether it's a wife beater t-shirt. I don't know if I can say that anymore.
No, let's call it ribbed, a ribbed tank.
Ribbed tank. All right, I'm going back to my
hate that term.
my Hampton days. All right, I know it's a terrible term. So yeah, we want to make sure by Memorial Day weekend you guys really see that, you know, we were able to assist in getting you guys into the best shape and invite people. We want groups. We're going to do a group challenge where you might get 3, 4, 5 people together, okay, where you're going to put a group together, and we'll hold group against group if you guys decide to do so, which makes sense. There was a lot of office parties going around, office body challenges going around. They used to call them the biggest losers back in the day. Get your family, your friends, your neighbors together and participate. Have some fun. Get on that weekly support call that we have once a week and ask your questions and learn about Sizzle products and learn about the best way to become the best version of yourself. Because after it's all said and done, we want you to be the best version of you. Yeah, it's a friendly competition, and you're going to introduce and meet some really amazing people along the journey that you've never seen eye to eye, but you've heard their name, you heard them on the calls, and we really believe this is by far one of the best online workouts and body challenges or transfer, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's out there. Why? Because Danny and myself are readily available to you. All right, you're not just signing up on Beachbody's website, hoping and praying that you're gonna get Sean T to call you back, or Shailene, or all these other ones, which are great people. Don't get me wrong, good people.
Right.
You know, good people, but you want to reach out to Danny and myself, whether it's on Zoom, FaceTime, a phone call, because you feel X, Y, or T that you need help and assistance in. We're going to be there for you. I'm giving you my word on. I don't care if we got to call on WhatsApp to Uruguay. We want to make sure we're there for you. All right. So Danny, I know you came up with some great ideas for it as well. All right. Some accountability things with tie-in Sizzle products. Because guys, if you're for real, it's going to cost you money. All right. It's going to check the free shit out the door, because free is great while it lasts. Okay. Free eventually runs out. Okay. So if you're going to invest in yourself, whether it's a couple of $100, whether it's $20, depending on what your budget allots for, we have the right program for you. All right. So saying you have no money is not the answer. Saying I'm going to wait for the next one is not the answer. We need you. We're going to get this registration link posted up within the next 24 hours. Okay. So make sure you get on the social media pages or follow Danny and myself, because we will have the link posted up. All right, for you to get registered. We want 100 people registered for this one. 100. Just like Emma's weight loss, we want, in tribute to Emma's weight loss, we want 100 people registered, Danny. So, Danny, what do you think? What this time around, normally we're not big on 90-day body, but this one kind of made sense, right, Danny, for us?
Yeah, it absolutely does. So, I mean, we do that 1 month thing and people see it, but the only way that you're really going to see it is, once we've created the habit. Listen to what I'm saying. We've created a habit, then we've created a commitment, and then we've created a lifestyle. So that's where our 3 months comes in. And that's why we're doing 3 months. That's why we're making you, if you want to get into this and you want to commit to, or you want the results, you want real people, real results. That's how real people get results, is they create the habit, they stay committed, and they form a lifestyle. And that's what our 3 months are. So, within the 3 months, that's what you're going to do. And yes, after the 3 months, we're going to have another habit commitment lifestyle. We're going to keep it going. And then after this one, then the next one, those that have formulated those groups and got a little taste of it want to be that KFit coach, or even now if they want to
That's
be a
exactly
KFit coach.
right.
We got you to doing that. Like we want to get you staying committed to you as much as we possibly can. And how do we do that? By, just encouraging you. And then plus you're going to encourage other people, and that's going to hold you accountable, because you guys hold John and I accountable. So now your group is going to hold you accountable. So it's just that trickle down thing. And then everybody is going to be, habit, commitment, lifestyle, and everybody's going to be, fit and fun. Right.
That's right.
But the way we do that is through the coaching of us, the training of us, our challenges. Obviously we keep you on your toes, right? Our page, nutrition, and our supplementation. Like you can do things without supplementation, but the results that you want to see, because everybody wants to see the results yesterday, the results that you're going to see in habit, commitment, and lifestyle in those 3 months are going to be sped up through the proper supplementation, proper
Right.
nutrition too, but the proper supplementation. And we have that. And so, with the commitment, is going to be the signing up for those 3 months, so that we're holding you accountable and you're holding yourself accountable. And we're going to point you in the right direction, of whatever goals that you have, is the supplementation that you need to do. And it's not going to be a shit ton of money, because you go to some of the other ones, like Optavia and like all these other ones, not putting them down because they're special too, but you'll spend $400 or $500 on their products, and that's by no means what you're going to be doing with us.
Oh,
But
no.
we're still going to get you those same results, but we're going to have better coaching. We're going to have better experience, because a lot of times what happens is they're just coaches, and all they care about is the money. And I'm blessed to have one of my clients is actually an Optavia coach, and she
Yeah.
gets reamed out all the time. She gets reamed out all the time, because if you're working out, she wants you to work out. So she makes a little bit less than most people, because she's like, no, you're working out, so you only need this and this. Other people take you off of your workout routine and make you get this, because why? They're looking at their wallet, right? My client in that aspect, in that zone, she's looking at your health. So she's like, I get in trouble all the damn time because I should be, she's like, she got a call the other day where they were like, you have 15 people that work out. She's like, and they're seeing the results in there, but they shouldn't be. Like, they need to be, like whatever, right? She's like, nah, sorry, because if you're gonna force me to do that, because she's like, how can I be on my own health journey? That was the jump start from, not working out and being on this, and this, and this, and progressing. And now she's still on this and this, but she's doing, the workouts and stuff like that. So, she's progressed, and she's showing how she's making it a lifestyle commitment, right? So still using some of the products, but she's doing her she's working out, and that's what she's going to be doing. And so if you're still working out, that's what she wants you to do, and she's going to show you how to still use her program, and she'll make a little less money, but she's worried about you and your health, and you staying committed to the working out, because that's ultimately what everybody needs to be doing, is moving, not taking supplement after supplement after supplement after supplement, right? You need to be working out. So we've combined, a great, we've sat down, like I even ran some what do you call them, tests on people and everything, and did my own little thing before our own little trial before we put it out too, so we know it works, right? So that's another thing with Jon Koga and Dani K. You're not going to have just like some let's fly it up the
trendy right now, whatever's hot and trendy. Right.
So we're going to test things out. We're going to make sure that it's working. We're going to make sure that it's authentic to us, so that we can be authentic to you. And we know that what we have this 3 month KFit 30 mission that we have compiled, we know that you're going to see the results, and we know that it's going to be beneficial to every single person, and
That's
it's
right.
going to be financially affordable. Trust us.
It will, guys. Well said, Danny. All right, listen, guys, we said enough. Now we need your commitment. A couple of shout outs. Shout out to Jen. Jen from Lindenhurst. She was asking what happened last week. Everything's fine, Jen. I know Mary Ellen is out there in California. Mary, our thoughts and prayers. I know you had some news as well, but you're gonna be just fine. All right. We appreciate you guys' support and concern about what's going on with our lives, especially when you don't hear us or we miss a week on the podcast. We are going to be coming up this month, Danny, March, and today's actually is. It just hit me right now. Today is a pretty special day for me as well. And you know me, I don't ever go into my personal side, but today
Right?
was, I think today was 15 years that my mother passed today,
Oh,
February 27th, man. But it's
wow.
a joyous occasion for me because the time that she spent on this earth, as I know you have, your values, your morals, your drive, your commitment and your beliefs. A lot of this comes from your mom, Dan. I know you do a lot of stuff in your mom's name, and I kind of do that inside as well. But yeah, so my mom, yep. 15, it might even be more than 15. I lost track. It feels like it was yesterday, Danny, but we're going to end it on a high note. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting it. And if you're going through some troubled times, guys, right now, we want to make sure that we are here for you. I'm going to say it got us through, but fitness and what Danny and myself have put together gets us through the hardships of thinking about, the stuff like that, about losing a loved one, and also, financial hardships and whatnot, and depressions and all that stuff. So let us help you get through these little hurdles in life that we know we can get you through. Just reach out to us. All right. Make sure you get signed up. We got the KFit 30 times 3. We're going to call it, because we're going 90 days, doing 3 months times 30
Like
days
it.
times 3. All right. KFit 30 times 3. Make sure you guys sign up. I'll have this link posted up within 24 hours, but make sure you follow the socials, get on social media, subscribe to the channels, get to Danny K's page, the Koga Fitness page, go to kogafit.com. The link will be posted on there, and surprise the shit out of us next Tuesday when we announce, that the program is obviously going to be up and running by then, but that you're on the program. Share it to your friends. We'll give you incentives to invite your friends. All right. But just join us, get on board with us. We know you're going to have a great time, and we know you're going to see some great results. Memorial Day weekend, we're going to all celebrate with a little selfie. All right. And show the world that we all stuck together. We did it together, and we had fun doing it. All right. Listen, I got to go. I got things to do. One Koga love. I'm out. Peace. All right. Make sure if your body tells you no, give it more. As the Young the Giant song said, we'll close it out with that. But Danny always has to give us our closing words and our words of encouragement and support. What do you got, Danny?
So one thing, y'all, like, check out my tattoo, the cookie jar in the brain.
Oh,
I just got that. So
why you holding out on me? When did you get
well,
that?
it's on social media, John.
I haven't been on social media in 2 weeks. I got to get my ass on social
I know,
media.
right?
Shit.
So I just got this Friday. So like I've had, a past, 2 weeks of, some struggle, some mental struggle, some emotional struggle. Not just deep dark. Like I haven't been in this dark space for a long damn time.
Hmm.
And it was time to do my cookie jar tattoo. So if y'all get a chance, do research, do a search on David Goggins cookie jar. And it's an amazing thing. So basically what the cookie jar is, real quick, is David Goggins says, cookie jar is, there's the cookie jar is filled with like different kinds of things, Oreos, Chips Ahoy, like, whatever. You don't know what kind of cookies in there, right? He said, but in my cookie jar is all and every trial tribulation that I've ever been through. All right.
Wow.
So he's like, so the cookie jar is basically like my brain. So that's why it's a cookie jar and a brain. So he's like, the cookie jar is is my brain, where I hold all the things that I have struggled with. So he's like, so what I do when I'm faced with something deep, dark, like I don't think there's a way out. He goes, I reach into my cookie jar and pull something out. And then I look at it and I'm like, so you read those hard trials. So the one thing that always sticks in my head, and the hardest thing that I've ever been able to live through, was the death of my mom. So that's the biggest cookie in my fucking cookie jar, right? So when I'm faced with something, I pull out that cookie, and that cookie, that message says, you're still living. You lost your mom, and you're still living. You're a badass motherfucker. And
Yes, you are.
what else you got to do, right?
Yeah.
So, and what he says at the end of that thing is, sometimes we always have to remind ourselves how badass we are. We forget when we're struggling, when we're in that deep, dark pocket, we forget how badass we really are. So the cookie jar is a reminder to pull out that cookie with that hardship on it, read it, and say, you made it through that, motherfucker. You can make it through
I
this. You
love it.
just got
I
to get
love
one
it.
more day.
I
Right?
love it, Danny. But I can't end on that because I gotta bring something out real fast. So there's a show on. I'm not a big TV guy, but there's a show on TV right now. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. It's called Special Forces. Okay, it's on Fox Wednesday nights. It's called Special Forces, and what they did, they took 16. And I'm making a huge shout out to our servicemen and women out there. Okay, and our Special Forces. They took 16 former ball players and celebrities. They brought them to Jordan in the middle of the desert. They built this big compound, and they put these people to the test to see if they had what it takes to become on the special force operations team. All right.
Oh.
It's a fascinating, you got to watch it. And the reason I'm mentioning it right now is because one of the guys on there had mentioned to one of the participants about, does he know what a jarhead is? All right. And I was like, yeah, I heard about Marines. They call Marines jarheads. But the reason why they call Marines jarheads is this: when you signed up to become a Marine and you went to boot camp, they unscrewed your head like it was a jar. They took your brain out and they put the brains of a Marine in it. Okay. And Danny, it so relates to everything you just said about life experiences, what you can overcome. And I'm telling you guys, and then they screwed it back on. And that new brain, how it coincides with Danny was saying, was all the trials and tribulations you got to overcome in life are in that cookie jar. That's what they did and you have to watch this show. It's called Special Forces. I'm not a big TV guy. One of my clients said, John, you got to watch this. I'm telling you, guys, check it out. It is freaking badass. You're going to absolutely love it. All right. And get that cookie jar, right? Make sure you have that cookie jar readily available for you for every day so you can go back and do like Danny said. I love that. I've never heard of that.
David Goggins is badass. So he's a Navy. Did the Navy SEAL, the Hell Week. He went through 3. He lived through he finished 2 of them, 2 out of 3. Right. He couldn't finish the 3rd one.
Wow.
But he's like, David Goggins is he's a badass motherfucker. That's exactly what he is. And he is just you need motivation. You think John and I give you motivation? Go listen to that motherfucker.
Right,
like, oh my God. Yeah, David Goggins, I'm telling you, and look up Cookie Jar.
I love it. I love it, man. All right, when your body tells you no, what are you going to tell it? You want more, baby.
Nope. Stay informed, stay motivated, y'all. Come on.
Yep.
Is it my fault?
Got my JBL hooked up now. Put this on your playlist. My body tells me no. This might have to be our theme song, Danny, for this podcast.
Won't quit.
Great song, man.
Amen.
Young the Giant. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. All right, we got to go, guys. Subscribe, share the love, share the page.